Okay, so up to ఎంత వరకు చెప్పాము? Okay, so anyway, so so Nina ADVS started, so we have started ADVS yesterday. So we have combined both the SGTM vital signs and the ADAM-ADSL to get the required variables. Thereafter we merge and we continue from here. Okay, so the analysis visit, this one we have to talk about. Up to here. So yesterday, have I mentioned, like, the visit windowing concept, right?
Yeah.
I'll get this T-type. Okay, so in the visit windowing handling in the clinical SaaS, I will explain you once we finish, but I'll just give a brief about this one, okay? So what happened, sometimes this is very rare, okay? It's not been like in every study will be have the same thing, but in some studies you may have to so you may have to convert, for a visit to analysis visit by using some, as per the implementation guideline, they have mentioned few variables like this one: analysis window range, analysis target. Okay, one second, let me explain. So is it very simple, the visit, the sequence. Okay, so if the data is collected in visit wise, let's take visit wise. Okay, like that, visit 1, visit 2. So the data entry people, they have entered like this. Okay, so when the patient come in the visit 1, they have collected some data for vital signs, and the same to visit 2. So they won't give like which day. Okay, and from visit 1 to visit 2, at how many days of the duration, they haven't mentioned in, let's say for a typical study. Okay, some studies, it's not like every study will have the same thing. So in this case, you have to be, you're not aware which, at what, what date the exact is, the data was collected. So it is very hard to do some kind of calculation. So in this time, we have to do the analysis visit. Okay, as per the SAP. Okay, statistical analysis plan, they will give how to derive in the visit 1 and visit 2, visit 3, either in month wise. It depends on the biostatistics, they want to do, the week wise or day wise, so we don't know exactly. So is in SAP they will mention. So you have to convert the visit 1 to week wise. Okay, and visit 2 week wise, visit 3 and week wise. So so based on those criteria, you have to change. So they will be target days. Okay, target days, or equal as target days. So for example, week 1. Okay, the target day will be, let's say, plus or minus 1 to 9. Okay, so your visit day 1, I'm just talking about week 1. Okay, so if your visit 1 will be come inside this day. Okay, 1 to 9, these are the target days. Okay, so like that, week 2, perhaps, I'm not sure if your visit to come in 10 to 20. Okay, so if you go to this PowerPoint here, so here the visit was collected in visit 1, visit 2, visit 4, like that, and the follow-up. Okay, and the analysis day was calculated. Okay, so based on the ADY is nothing but VSDY. Okay, the vital signs study date. So you remember VSDY? We have done some, the duration part in the SGTM level. Like how much time from the subject is enrolled from the study to the collection day. That is ADY. Okay, the ADY nothing but VSDY. which is vital signs collection, I mean study day. So these are the so the ADY, basically what happened if you do any kind of the partial dates, and the partial dates, once you do the analysis start date. Remember, actually, I have explained for AESTDTC, if you have a partial data, we have derived these ones, right? AENDT. So these are the analysis end date, analysis start date, and from this one we calculate the ADY, the duration part, like ASTD minus AEDT plus 1. So there is a duration we calculate. So that's kind of duration. But here we don't have any kind of partial dates for vital signs. Let's imagine. So we imagine the ADY will be the same thing as the VSDY. So that's the difference. The ADY is different, VSDY is different. VSDY, sorry, VSDY. If you go to the vital signs programming, you may know. Okay, so here is the SDTM programs. So here we have calculated the VSDY. Okay, so the how much time the enroll, like the reference start date to the vital signs collection date. That is a duration, how many days it took. Okay, but when you come to the ADY, which is analysis date. So for example, if you go to the okay, if you go to the ADA, so you have derived ASTDT and AENDT. Okay, but you need to calculate ADY also.
Okay.
So the simple is ASTDT minus AENDT plus 1. So it gives some duration. Okay, it gives some duration. That is a different thing. So basically, when you do any calculations, that is the analysis day of calculation. So there is a difference, VSDY and
Ali?
Yeah.
Now for ADY, the formula we use like ASTDTC minus AEDTC plus 1. So those kind of things, where do we get that information from? Like, I mean, are those, like, do they put it on that Excel sheet? But say in case if they did not put it on the Excel sheet,
Yes.
can we find it in
Yes.
that document?
No, they will put it on the Excel sheet, I'm sure. But the study day calculation will be the same thing every time. So it's not that much, that different for each study and study. No, it's gonna be the same thing. It will be the same thing. So you don't need to worry. So I always see the ASTDT minus ANDTT plus 1.
Okay.
That is the way we have to carry. And sometimes what happen in the real-time scenarios, they will have a study day macros. So you just keep those variables and you execute.
Okay.
So the formula will be there inside only. So
Okay. No. Actually, in general, Ali, like now, if you go to that Excel sheet, now all the variables that we need to derive, right?
yeah. So
I mean,
here I'm explaining the scratch code only. So
yeah, like now you see all those variables that we have to derive. Normally here they'll give how to derive it. But other than that, if we have to know how to derive it, can we find in the
yes,
in the document, like how to derive these?
in the SAP, they for the study days you're talking about, or for the
Yeah.
visit windowing?
Sorry.
So one second, my baby she's. So for the study days, all those things you have to memorize. Okay, you have to just memorize these formulas. It's not that much complicated. Okay. But usually you will be have a reference programmings in the real time. You can go have a check also.
That's what I mean. Like now what I mean, my question is now in ADSL, like say consider ADSL data set. Okay, uh,
Yeah.
in the project we had 40 variables. Okay, but you said
Yes.
we'll have almost about 100 variables. Okay, now
Yes. Depends on the project.
yeah,
Yes.
depends on the project. Now say suppose uh, I have variables that I need to derive. So
Yes.
normally in that Excel sheet they will tell us how we have to derive that variable. But other than that, like where can we get? I mean, where can we find information or yeah, on exactly how to derive those variables? Can we find that in that document which you keep referring?
You mean in you mean in the implementation guideline?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it. It's not. But there they will give it like the derivation type of thing. There is no they directly given the programming thing. But usually, how to calculate the durations? It will be the same formula every study. Okay, same mathematical formula. But in case if you are stuck somewhere, the derivations they given in the programming notes how to do those ones. So for example, here you see the change aval minus base by base into 100. That is the formula for change,
Hmm.
and I mean sorry percentage change, and the change would be aval minus base. So these are the normal formula for every study. Okay, they will be provide you. So for example, for param,
Hmm.
you have to concatenate with your VS test and the VS test units. I mean
Hmm.
the original units. Okay, so this is common. This is they will mention everything in the programming. So based on those programming notes, you have to derive your variables. So you're not going to do extra anything. But in the normal scenarios, you have to know how to do these study day calculations, because in interview they may ask you. Okay, they may ask you how to do the study day derivation, because those are common for every study, and it is the same thing in every study you will be seen. But they will give the programming notes everything. Okay, anyway. So they will ask you what is the change formula, so one minus base. You have to know those things. So okay, you don't need to worry about those ones. Like you have to memorize and just go one by one. Like for example, I'm talking mostly the study day derivations. Um, so those the one which I'm telling, those one you have to, for example, the end date here, which we have like the catastrophic yesterday for for the partial dates, it doesn't work, right? So those ones you don't need to memorize. Those are the patch code will be provided. So for example, a start date, these ones you can, if you practice well, start doing these ones, you can easily remember. So when you practice, then only you can understand. Okay, so if you without practicing, and you cannot memorize these ones.
Yeah. Okay.
So better understanding the derivation and go one by one. For example, how to do the study day calculations. I just tell you, right, starting from the enrollment to uh, the day of the collection. That is the way you have to collect. You have to do the calculation for the study day. And the plus one, why do we give plus one? We don't want any kind of negatives, or not negatives, the zero values.
Hmm.
Okay, the zero values. So that's the reason we keep plus one. Okay, so we continue. Okay, so the ADY is here, that is analysis, and the VS tip is something, some kind of variable have given the type. So this is aval, which is the original result. Okay, original result in numeric format. So, okay, so, so as per implementation guidelines, can you able to see it?
It's not that clear, but
Yeah, anyway, it's in implementation guidelines, so
hmm.
you can have a look. So there are some the variable, the extra variables to have to create for visit windowing concept. Okay, for only for the BDS datasets. Obviously, these are only for BDS datasets. So this is analysis window. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go here. So this part, the target, the window target, the target. I'm sorry. So you go to the CDS nodes, check CDS nodes. So these are the extra variables you have to create. So the difference means um, like the target date minus planned date. For example, here. So these are the target days. Okay. So your planned date. Naila, Naila. Okay, so this is a plan day. Okay. Okay, so I'll show you in the SAP. You will be know more about this one. So you can see here in the visit there is a week 1, week 4. I mean day 1, week 4, week 8, week 12, 16. So this is for one of the example from the SAP. Okay, statistical analysis. So we have a target day. For example, day 1, which is the first day. Okay, week 4, which is the 28. The 28 means 4 cross 7, which is 28. So 8 cross 7, 56. And they have given the range, the upper range and the lower range. So these are the ones. So the lower value and the upper value, the ending time and beginning time. Okay, these are the units, analysis window unit. So they have given the range 26, 30. So if you are planned, this is the target day, but the actual day, the one you got from the study days, so from ADEY, so these are your actual days. Okay, these are your coming from the vital signs. If it is coming in this range, that range would be considered as a week 4 for your A visit. Okay, so like this, they will calculate some visit window calculations. So for example here, so A visit n, so 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a numeric format. Okay, A visit in numeric format and A visit in the character format. So week 1, week 2, week 3, 4. So we have a target day. So the target day was given based on the SAP, okay, analysis window target. So these are the target and these are the upper. So they give like plus or minus 2 here for the first week and plus or minus 4 for the next week. So they have given some kind of, the upper range and higher range. I mean, so the lower range and upper higher range. Okay, so this is the calculation. I mean the programmatic way we have to do it. So this is some kind of patch code. You can use it to do the Windows calculation, visit window calculation. So the AWD diff, basically the ADY, which is your actual, and the AW target, which is your plan. Okay, this is the one you have to find out the difference. Okay, and this is very important in the interview prospect also. They will ask you how do you calculate the AW analysis window difference. So you have to tell absolute value. Okay, absolute value of the analysis day minus analysis window target. Okay, that's the one you have to calculate. So once you calculate, so you got your AW target here, and based on the target, based on this range, you have to do. We have to alert if your AW target come here in this range, so you have to alert A visit 1 week 4, week 8, whatever it is. Okay, this is extra topic, is not related to the vital signs. I'm just explaining you as extra topic to have some idea. Okay, I'll send you this one so that you can have a check. Okay, so they have given week 12, week final, which is the last one. So based on that criteria, they have defined. And there is a one analysis 01 flag, which is also very important. So what is the analysis 01 flag? The flag which is like the record which is come mostly near to the target date. The nearest closest to the target date that considered as analysis 1, 01 as a flag 1. So here. Okay. So there is a flag you have to derive as a programmatical way. For example, here. So if it is the last dot a visit n, then analysis 1 01 flag equal to y, and this is very common for all the a visit, the numeric format of a analysis visit. Hello.
Yeah.
Maybe she took my Bluetooth. Just keep pressing something. Okay. Anyway, I'll remove the Bluetooth. So okay. Now it's okay, right?
Yeah.
So this is a one kind of patch code. You can use it in your real-time experience when you're doing the Windows visit windowing. So this is a general, you need to find out, you need to change from the visit to the week wise as per the mock shell. If in the mock shell, for example, in the mock shell, if you go to the mock shells, so here the visit, they haven't mentioned anything in our clinical study. Okay, but usually based on the mock shell, sometimes what happen, they will be mentioned as month wise or day wise or week wise. Okay, on that time only these visit windowing concept will be applicable. Okay, will be applicable because in the mock shell they have mentioned in the week wise or visit month wise. So the statistician, what he does, so he's asking in week wise, but our data was collected in visit wise. So we need to do some kind of the targeting visit windowing concept. So based on those target, he will give everything in the mention in the SAP, and based on those ones, we have to do our programming part. Okay? Based on this concept, we have to do our program. This is one of the example how to do this one. So we just need to, because here in their mock show they have mentioned the week wise. That's the reason. If your analysis day is coming into this range in 26 and 2030, that would be considered as week 4. So you have to classify like that. Okay, I will send you this one so that you can have a look and to get a better idea. So we can continue our programming. Okay, so here we don't have anything, so I'm gonna keep it directly to visit, because in the programming also they have mentioned the visit from the SDTM, and this one is visit now. The analysis time point will be the same thing. So assigned to vital signs time point, VSTPT. And here would be, so the numeric will be the VSTPT and percent the VSTPT. Yeah. So, VSTPT is uninitialized. Oh, we don't have that one or what? VSTPT num. So the next two variables are param cd, param n. Okay. So all the BDS data structures would be have param cd, param n. Okay. By this one you can able to identify the structure is related to BDS. Okay, so the param, as per the specification, you have to concatenate with the VS test and the VS ORR ESC. Okay. In the interview also they will ask you what is the difference between param and VS test or LB test, you know, RE. Okay. So param, VS test or LB test. Okay, so the so they will ask you like this. So the VS test would be, there would be no units, okay, or VS test or LB test, whatever it is. There would be no units attached, but the param you will have the attach the units. Okay, that's the difference. So here you can see the parameters. So you have a VS test and the units in anther parentheses. Okay. So based on this mark you have to concatenate this. Okay. So the units will be common for param. If you have BDS, you know, the BDS structures, the param will be VS test. So concatenate with the units, or original units or standard units. Standard units. Okay. Standard units. So this is the concatenation we have to do. So that's the difference. The VS test, there would be no units, but the param will have units. Okay, that's the difference. So here they said original units. So VS test and original units. So the strip off. Okay. VS test. Okay. So concatenate with. So there is anther parenthesis, right? With strip off. So I'm taking the standard units, not the original units. Okay. So after this one, you have to close the parenthesis. Okay, that's the way you have to do the param. And the param CD would be assigned as a VS test CD. So there is nothing to be changed. So it's going to be the same thing, VS test CD. So this part. So this part, VS test CD. So this is the short name of your parameter, and this is the longest name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the parameter n is so obviously. So you need to derive the parameter n for each parameter. Okay. So for example, if param CD equal to, so first of all height. So I'm taking the height because this one, your lead programmer will give the what is the number you have to keep for your parameters. Okay. Or you can check the mark shells also. For example, in the mark shell, if this says so here is systolic blood pressure, that should be 1. If it is the first table, okay, and the diastolic would be 2, temp would be 3, pulse rate would be 4. Okay, like that you have to do it. Okay, but I'm taking the first height, then weight, then param n equal to 2. I'll see. BMI 3. Okay. So here the first one is this BP. Okay. Okay, so the parameter would be 4. So based on this one, so next one is diastolic. Because when you sort, it comes like this. Okay, so that's the reason we have to follow the Marshall things, because on the top maybe they have given height, weight. Yeah, they have given height, weight, BMI. See, 1, 2, 3. So they have given like 4, 5, 6 like that. So the next one would be after the BP 10. It would be 6. Okay. So the last one would be pulse. So like that, you give the number. Oops. PSTP team. So invalid numeric data.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, so okay, so there is an error. I'm not sure what happened exactly. So this is a numeric data. Some character. It is in a character. So VS3. Check the VS3. Okay, so the param was not calculating it. Param CD. Okay. Now it's okay. So here we got the param, okay, which is concatenated with MMHG. Okay. So there is no space after this one. Okay, there is no space. You have a space? Yeah, there is a space, but you can keep it in the programmable also in case if you want to keep the space. So param CD, and we have given the param n. Okay. Maybe we can give this. Okay. Now you sort the data. Sort data equal to so VS3. So because our paramin is not in the sort direct, so we need to sort it. Oops. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I was
Yes.
just
30 seconds.
okay. Okay, we can come to the next one.